Hi guys. Hello. I am just setting up Instagram so that we can dual stream. I love it. Good morning, Instagram. Hello. Happy Friday, you guys. I am sitting in my house in Sun Valley and it's not sunny at all. It's super rainy and cold here, so hopefully you guys are somewhere and you're actually starting to see spring. So I'm going to go back and forth and talk to both of Instagram and Facebook. But I'm super excited to talk to you guys about this really interesting topic of intermittent fasting. So I want this to be a very, very basic overview of what fasting is. I'm not going to get too sciencey on everybody today. What I'm going to talk about, and as you guys are joining, please give me a thumbs up. Please let me know that you're here and that this is landing with you. It's really important that I know that, and the hearts and the thumbs up really help me see that. So let me know that this is landing for you. This is a great topic. So this is, like I said, it's not going to get too sciencey. I'm just gonna, hi Stephanie, I'm not going to get into all the science on this particular video. Now, in the future, if you guys do want me to, thanks for the waves and the hearts. If you guys do want me to get more sciencey and kind of go into depth on more statistics studies and actual documented studies on fasting, I can do that. But we're gonna keep it really simple for this particular video today. Okay, so let's just go to the start of it. So intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's not a nutrition program. It's not any of that stuff. Okay, what it is it's a tool to use in your tool belt in order to produce a better gain in your health, in your wellness, and in your fitness, and maybe even in your weight loss journey, to break through plateaus. And it doesn't have anything to do with what food you're eating. It's all about timing of your food and your meal timing. Okay, so there's been a lot of controversy on intermittent fasting, and honestly, in my opinion, intermittent fasting is it's only controversial. Hi, Kathy, because honestly, most of us have been force-fed this idea that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And we've been force-fed through that from companies like General Mills and all of these big box corporations that, of course, want us to wake up and eat their healthy Cheerios and oatmeal. Well, I'm going to tell you guys something right now. That's bull. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. It's absolute bull. So if you are pre-diabetic, if you are overweight, if you have belly fat, if you are insulin resistant, if you have high glucose levels, any of those things, it is absolutely detrimental to your health to eat healthy oatmeal or healthy Cheerios in the morning for breakfast. Detrimental to your health. Hi, Sally. Do not do it. It's horrible. It's the exact opposite. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. It's very, very much misunderstood. So I'm going to break it down for you right now. Okay. So fasting is for everyone. It can be used as a tool. And when I say fasting, I don't want that term to scare you guys. Okay. Fasting basically means in most situations, skipping breakfast. Hi, April. Hi, Mary. Hi, you guys. So as you guys are jumping on, just ask questions if you've got them. It basically means skipping breakfast. So I want you to just get your head wrapped around that. You're not starving, okay? Fasting is a choice. It means you're abstaining from food for a certain amount of time, okay? So that's kind of the breakdown of what fasting is. So please don't let that word scare you. Whenever I say fasting to my husband, he literally has a panic attack. He's like, oh my God, I can't eat for a certain amount of time. He freaks out. So I know that can be scary to a lot of people. And because our culture has been trained to eat 3 times a day, and sometimes even 6, 8 times a day because of what our bodybuilding bro science has done to our culture, it's completely false and wrong. So if you're currently eating 6 times a day, stop. Even if you're not trying to lose weight, for the health benefits alone. Start with just eating 3 meals a day, you guys. Okay, that's the first thing I can recommend to you. All right, so start there. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Tia. Start there first. Okay, so let's kind of move through this. I'm going to talk about the benefits a little bit. I'm not going to go too far into it because if you're already listening to this, you know there's benefits. I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of how to start, the basics of how to start that fast, how to break the fast, and the timing. And then I'm going to talk about who it is for and who it's not for. Now, there's going to be some people I would recommend you not do the fasting, and there's only a few, and it's usually a high performance endurance athlete. There are studies that show that athletes can still be fasted and perform better. I personally have not done enough research on that to give you clear, concise evidence either way, to be quite frank. So I'm going to stick to who it should be for, and I use it as a tool myself. So right now it's 9:30, and most people would have already eaten breakfast. I did not eat breakfast. I'm not hungry, so I'm not eating, right? That's pretty simple. So let's just take the complication out of it and tell you, when you're hungry, eat. When you're not, don't. That typically works. Okay, but let's start here. Let's dive in. So there's three main aspects of why fasting is so beneficial. Number one is health benefits. The health benefits are out of control. The research has been in, and it is clear. You really can't understand how vast this is. I mean, this is intermittent fasting basically helps your cells rejuvenate at a faster rate and recycle. So you guys, when your cells are not recycling through your body, it causes inflammation. Inflammation is the cause of most diseases that are killing our country, and also the cause of cancer. It's also been proven that intermittent fasting has been shown to help heal epilepsy and help rejuvenate cells faster, so that the dying cells don't have a chance to replicate or actually kind of spread into more cancerous cells. So if you're looking for health benefits, and if you're looking to have a healthier life and reduce inflammation, hi Mary Beth, what you want to do is you really want to take this approach to eating, and it's really not as hard as it seems. Okay, so the next step is you want to talk, the next health benefit rather is the mental health benefits. So Sally, before I go on, you guys, I'll talk about mental health benefits in a minute. Sally, you said, can I have my latte? That's all I have. No, you can't. So latte's calories, anything with calories in it, anything with calories in it, the coffee that people put fat in it, the MCT oil, that's not a fast. You cannot. You can have black coffee or green tea or any kind of herbal tea or water. That's it. Sorry, Sally. But that's perfect. If you can switch that to black coffee and then have that at 1 or 2 o'clock, you're in good shape. Okay, so let's continue on. So the mental health benefits, the beautiful thing about being in a fasted state for over 16 hours is your body starts to produce what are called ketone bodies. Ketone bodies are basically brain fuel. So they help you become more mentally acute, more mentally focused, and can actually help reduce Alzheimer's, which is pretty amazing actually in itself. Okay, so the next benefit is fat loss. Here's what everybody wants to hear about. This is where the juice starts to happen. Everybody gets real excited when I say this. When you do intermittent fasting, it is one of the best tools to accelerate fat loss. The best tools to accelerate fat loss. So your body has no insulin being produced when it's fasted. So when your body is in a fasted state, it cannot produce insulin. Insulin is a fat storage hormone. What it does produce in a fasted state is the human growth hormone. And it has been shown, I have to write, the Journal of Translational Medicine has a study that came out, and I had to write that down because I can barely pronounce it sometimes, that your body produces more human growth hormone when you're fasted than ever before. And it increases the human growth hormone in women by 400% over a 24-hour fast. Don't get scared by that. And in men, 1,000% in men. You guys, that's insane. So human growth hormone is super important because it's one of the biggest anti-aging hormones that our bodies produce, the biggest fat-burning hormone that our body produces, and the biggest muscle-building hormone that our body produces. So this is crazy information, you guys. This is insane. Like if you're looking at this, and you haven't looked more into intermittent fasting, you need to, because this can really elevate your health. It can improve your ability to be more focused in an overwhelmed society when we're pulled in different directions, and it can help you lose body fat, become more insulin sensitive, and actually reduce diabetes. So let's dive into that fat burning. This is pretty insane stuff. So the fat burning really starts to happen after 16 hours, okay? Your fasted state and the actual benefits don't happen until 16 hours after a meal. Did you guys get that? So don't get scared by that. Don't let that freak you out, okay? And Sarah, thank you for saying that about you not being hungry at the 10 or 11 o'clock a.m., by the way. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect timing. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. I know your eating schedule a little bit more than most, so that's perfect. But the 16-hour window is basically broken into you actually fast for 16 hours, and then you're eating in an 8-hour window. It's a very typical way of fasting. Now you can break that down further, but you're going to get the benefits at 16 hours. After 16 hours, they're exponential up until about 24 for fat loss or body composition changes. After that, they start to decline, and you just get into the health benefits. So if you're only looking to, increase your fat burning or actually change your body composition, you really want to stay in that 16, 17-hour window. Okay, so what does that look like? So think about it this way, guys. You're sleeping for 8 hours anyway, right? So if you stop eating at 6 p.m. and you go to sleep and you don't snack at night and you just have your tea, I'm drinking green tea right now because this is actually very good for autophagy as well in a fasted state. When you're sleeping, you've already taken care of 8 hours of that 16-hour window. So you're already halfway done. So let's say you wake up and then it's 8 o'clock and you don't eat breakfast and instead you go until you're hungry. And like Sarah was saying and mentioning in the post here, if it's 10 or 11, even 12 o'clock, you're getting close to that 16-hour window. So if you just skip breakfast and you start there, you're really working into that fast, right? And you're getting those fat burning benefits. Now what's even you're gonna double dip is if you work out intensely at the end portion of your fast. So it's going to still give you a benefit if you're working out early in the morning because you're right in the middle of your fast. So clearly you're going to increase your fat burning ability and decrease insulin, and you're going to get tons of benefits working out in that fasted state. But if you work out towards the end of it, so if you go until 11 and then you have your workout and then you eat at noon, that's really the perfect storm for creating mass changes in your body composition in the shortest amount of time. Did you guys hear me? It's pretty huge. Did you guys just hear what I said? You can really change your body fast by doing additional heavy lifting or intense cardio workouts, meaning HIIT, at the end of your fasted window. It can change your body super quickly, okay? It's gonna give you tons of benefits in that department. So think about that. Now, the biggest problem people do in our culture is they have this notion that before they go out and run or they go out and exercise, they eat a banana, right? Or they eat something. Hi, Instagram. Thanks for commenting. I'm not ignoring you guys. They eat something. Please don't ever do that again if you're trying to lose weight. If you're not performing, if you're not doing an athletic thing for performance, meaning you're not going out to race, do not eat a banana or anything else before you work out. Don't. It's going to do the opposite of what you want. Okay, because most of us are working out for not only health benefits, but also to change our body composition. Okay, so do yourself a favor. Okay, so a few things I want to talk to you guys about during your fast. So let's talk about what is fasted and what's not fasted. As Sally was asking, you cannot have a latte. No, that is not a fasted state if you're looking to fast. So in the morning, I will have a cup of black coffee. Do not put stevia in it. Do not put sweeteners in it. Okay, it's got to be black. All right, so let's talk about the strategies here and how to actually make this happen for you. Just have black coffee, drink water. Now you're gonna get hungry at about 8 o'clock because your cortisol is really high. 8 o'clock is where most people wake up and they go, oh, I'm hungry. And you're not starving, it's just a little twinge of hunger. It's normal and it's natural and it's okay to feel that, right? So calm yourself down, everything's fine. Happy Friday, Gloria, everything's fine. Now you're probably gonna get hungry again around 10 or 11, especially if you ate around 6. But the ways to combat that is to keep drinking green tea. You can drink as much black coffee as you want. I tend to keep it to about 2 because otherwise I get jittery. And then I do green tea because it doesn't make me jittery and it has all those cell recycling benefits and antioxidant benefits that will help the autophagy, meaning autophagy is the recycling of those cells, okay? Increase. So I drink green tea after my coffee in the morning, especially when I'm doing a fast, okay? So the other thing you want to remember is when you're starting to get hungry, your body is sometimes just getting depleted of minerals. So it's not always that your body is hungry. It's mostly that your body is thirsty. And if you're drinking lots of water during your fasted state, your body's going to get depleted of some sodium. So I recommend that you increase the Himalayan sea salt to give your body nice minerals from, so you're going to get magnesium and potassium from the Himalayan sea salt. So I really recommend you guys doing that, okay? I add a little sodium to my coffee. I know that's weird, but you can't taste it. And I sometimes put some of those pink salt flakes under my tongue if I'm getting really hungry and I'm feeling a little depleted. It's also going to make your brain happy and it's going to give you a little jolt of energy. It's really crazy. The next thing that you want to do is the night before, so say it's 6 o'clock and you're having your dinner, you really want to ensure that that meal is filled with a good source of fat that comes from an omega-3. Omega-3s are amazing, and they can actually help increase fat burning. They can also help increase muscle building. So you really want to include some omega-3s in your last meal of the evening. So even if that means at 6 o'clock you're having your regular dinner, you include a little omega-3 soft gel, or you're having salmon. The other tip is at night, you really want to ensure you're eating enough fiber the night before, because that's going to keep you satiated through your fast into the next day. Okay, so have a big, nice, hearty vegetable dish with some good protein and your omega-3s the night before. It's going to help you get through that fast longer. Okay, so the next thing I want to tell you about is during your fasted state, don't be afraid of the Himalayan sea salt, the pink sea salt. Don't be afraid of it. Also, you want to ensure that you're drinking your green tea, but also another thing that you can do is have hudia. Hudia tea is a great way to suppress your appetite, and that's still okay for you guys to do too. The next thing is how to break your fast. So this is super important. And I know this is a lot of information, but hopefully this is helping. And if it is helping you guys, let me know. Give me a thumbs up if this is what you want to hear. I hope that this is landing with you and it's really helping you. But this next thing is how to break your fast. This is really important because your body is super sensitive at this time. It really wants nutrients. So you really want to be careful of what you're feeding it. Okay. So the best way for you to break your fast is, number one, get your gut happy. Thanks for your thumbs up, you guys. Thank you. I appreciate them. Get your gut happy. So when your gut is healthy and happy, right, it can absorb food properly. If your gut is not healthy, thanks, you guys. Thanks for the thumbs up. If your gut is not healthy and happy, and it doesn't have the right microbes and the right biome in there to get the food digested, it's really doing you an injustice because you're not absorbing the nutrients that your body really needs. So at that point, when you break your fast, my best thing to do is have a little bit of bone broth. If you're not into bone broth, have a little bit of fermented food, or have a little bit of, I like Bulgarian yogurt. There's Greek yogurt, which is great, but another strain of bacteria that is only unique to Bulgarian is fabulous for your gut health. And you can get the grocery stores now. And I'll actually show you guys. I'll actually take a picture of mine and put it in the link here so you guys know what I'm talking about. You can get it at Albertsons now. It's a great way to get different strains of healthy bacteria into your gut so that your body can absorb the food you're going to give it. And then about 20 or 30 minutes later, because your insulin spike has gone up, no matter what you eat, it's going to spike your insulin a little bit. You really want to be careful about what you put in. If you give your body a bunch of carbohydrates at that time, it's not ideal. And if you give your body a bunch of carbohydrates combined with fat, definitely not a good idea, because the carbohydrates are going to open up that cell, because the insulin is going to be released into your bloodstream. It's going to open up those cell receptors and it's going to take stuff in. So if you're taking in fat with your carbohydrates, bad idea. But if you decide to take in fat only without carbohydrates present, it's a great way to break your fast. So again, you start with a little bit of fermented food. Maybe it's a little bit of the bacteria, good bacteria-rich yogurt. Maybe it's a little bit of the bone broth. And then what I like to do is have a handful of like macadamia nuts. Okay, that's my breaking fast kind of routine. And then I have my meal. Okay, and my meal is typically really fat-based and protein-based. So when I say fat-based, I want you guys to understand what fat means. Hi, Cash. What's up, man? Excited about your podcast soon. You guys, I'm going on my friend Cash's podcast soon, and I'm stoked because he's amazing. Anyway, back to that. What I want you to do is really ensure that you're getting a good amount of healthy fat and protein. So I like to break my fast with a ton of healthy vegetables that are low glycemic index and full of fiber. So you're going to have that first meal is like a broccoli and some good yummy salad, and then I'm going to have it covered in olive oil or coconut oil, and I'm going to have a piece of nice salmon, and that's going to be my first initial meal in my 8-hour eating window. Okay, and then I'm going to have dinner. I'm going to have dinner no later than 6. Maybe I usually eat around 5:30, to be quite honest, because my food digests then. I'm done eating by 6, and I call it quits. And then at that meal, I might go a little crazy. That's that meal. I might have a little bit of extra. I might have something that I really want to eat, and I don't pay too much attention at that meal. Okay, so at that meal, I'm still eating healthy and clean, but I'm kind of just saying, if I want to have a little bit of carbohydrates and kind of indulge, I do. Does that make sense? Is that landing with you guys? I hope it is. If it is, let me know. Thanks for the heart, you guys, on Facebook. I appreciate it, and I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm glad this is landing. So we talked about the benefits. We talked about, kind of what it is, what intermittent fasting is, and how it's really not scary. We talked about how to actually go through a fast. And now we're going to talk about who I really want you guys, who it's not for. And I told you before, it's not for the athlete, in my opinion, because I haven't done enough research to understand if it really works for performance-based athlete. But now I want to tell you a little bit about the difference between men and women fasting. So a lot of ladies out there are listening, because this is primarily my community. Guys, I'm sorry, but I'll talk to you guys in a minute. So the interesting thing about with women is that we have this very complicated reproductive system, right? And so we're very sensitive to hunger, even more so sensitive to hunger than men. Okay, so for women, we start to get hunger pains a little bit earlier than men do. We start to feel that lightheaded, low glycemic kind of fogginess or lightheadedness when we're first starting our fast. And, if we're first starting this whole transition into keeping our eating windows longer or eating windows shorter and fasting periods longer, we're going to start to get a little bit more edgy, women. Okay, you're going to start to feel that way. So what you guys really want to do is you want to make sure, ladies especially, that when you're eating your meals, you're getting enough vitamin B12 and you're getting enough iron and nutrients in your food, and that you're absorbing that food by taking care of your gut. Because if you do that, you're going to be able to get through those hunger pains a little bit longer. So men are going to find that it's a little easier in their fasted state at first than women, but it will get better. And it does get better the longer you do it. So I do want to make you guys understand, if you're deciding to take on this approach and you feel like this might be something that can get you to the next level of your health or your weight loss goals, awesome. But I want to make sure you understand it takes time for your body to adjust. Okay, so after a week, your body's going to really start to feel it. After a month, it's going to be like, man, it knows exactly what to do. And you're really going to start to see those benefits. But give it time to work. Don't quit after the first day and you say it's hard, okay? Start with 3 meals a day if you're now eating 6, and then go down to your 16-8 eating window. And I like to sometimes push it to a 4-hour eating window and a 20-hour fast. Once, maybe twice a month I do that. Sometimes I do a full 24-hour, once or twice a month max for people. And I only do that, and I'm probably going to be going on a little longer fast today, to be honest, because I'm not feeling well. And I really want my cells to start recycling and rejuvenating faster. Okay, so just to keep those things in mind, those are some things for you to just keep in mind when you're thinking about taking on this tool or this technique with your health or your weight loss goals. So I hope that was beneficial for you guys today. I hope that you gained some insight and learned a little bit about that. But one more thing before we go is I really don't want you to overthink it. Just try it, see how it works for you, and try to use my tools and some of the techniques I shared with you to make it a little easier. If you have questions, please feel free to drop them here. I'll come back and answer all of them. But I had a couple questions on actually training when you're fasted. Again, I will say this to you, whether you're training in the middle of your fast or towards the end, you're still going to get those benefits. You do not have to eat right after you work out to increase muscle mass or to increase fat burning. Okay, that's not the way that it works. And some of that bro science that's been out there in the past is not always right. So the research that's out and the research that's actually tangible from doctors, especially people like Dr. Berg and Dr. Fung, who I study incessantly on this topic, it's all been shown through lots of research that you are not going to lose muscle as long as your calories don't dwindle. And I hate using the word calories, but meaning as long as you don't take your calories down way too low, right? And you're still getting the same amount of food, just in a shorter window, you're going to actually have bigger benefits with muscle growth and fat loss. Pretty crazy. So I hope you guys decide to maybe just try this and see if it works for your life. And again, if you're looking for even just health benefits, this is a fantastic way to kind of rejuvenate your cells and decrease inflammation. Okay, guys. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks for all your comments and your thumbs up and your love and support. I know I've been on here a little bit longer than normal, but it's a big topic. So if you guys like this and you want me to get more sciencey on you next time, let me know. Or if you think this was enough for you, great. But give me some info. Give me some thumbs up and hearts, and let me know what worked for you, what you liked about this video. And hey, you know what? If you think this can benefit someone, tag them. Share it. It's going to go on YouTube a little bit later. So I would really, really love for you to share this with people that might need help if they're combating a little bit of health concerns, if they've got a little extra insulin resistance going on, if they're carrying extra body weight, if they're going through some diabetes or pre-diabetes. This is a great tool to share with them. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Bye, Insta.